Well, hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Reina Creole, of course, bringing you that spice to sci-fi and pop culture analysis, and always keeping it real when it comes to theme parks. And speaking of theme parks, I've got a guy here on my channel who found out about him through Orange Grove 55, and he's like, Theme Park Wizard's a good dude. You should get him on your channel. And as a matter of fact, he just hit 3K subscribers. So welcome to
Right.
my channel, Theme Park Wizard. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for inviting me on. I saw a little bit of your live stream with OG and Casual, two great people of mine. But yeah, doing very well on this cold Tuesday evening.
Ooh, cold. Where are you located exactly? Are you on the
Los
west?
Angeles. It's freezing here. I mean, freezing for us. It's 50 degrees currently, and it's 5 p.m., which is very cold. That means in the mornings we wake up and there's frost on my car because it's 35 degrees outside. Too cold.
Oh man, I a long time ago I used to live in LA.
Oh, you did? Why'd you move?
Uh, Too expensive,
Oh, that.
and yeah, it was too expensive, and California tax office was getting way too much money for me.
Makes
So I'm like,
sense.
yeah, yeah, when you're looking at how much houses are, I'm just like, no, this is not gonna work. So I left, but yeah, lived there for 5 years up in an area known as the San Fernando Valley.
Yeah, that's where I am. Well, Gore Hills, but we're kind of adjoining to San Fernando. It was
Mhm.
Calabasas, Agora. I kind of bounce back between the
Yeah,
two.
Gore House. Yeah, yeah, I know exactly where. I know exactly
I
where.
work right in Encino or Balboa, so you definitely know where that is.
That's one of my old stomping grounds.
Yeah,
Was
it's a nice spot. Very, very nice spot. I work right next to the 101, so it's just pop on and just
uh-huh.
20 minutes home. It's great.
I didn't have that fortune or blessing. I lived in the valley and worked in Culver City.
Oh, that's a little bit of drive down the whole there.
Yes, every day up and down the 405. And if an accident on the 405, I'm on Laurel Canyon or Culver.
Ooh, and yet the worst spots because it's very heavy in the morning southbound, very heavy in the morning, in the afternoon northbound, and I was like, ooh, see, there's a time when I was at mom's house in LA, but went to school in Calabasas, but we hit the opposite. So in the morning we're going
Hmm.
opposite traffic, and in the afternoon we're going opposite. So it's pretty decent.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're in the bad rush hour there.
Yeah, that's why I left early to go to work and left early to leave. So I had to make my schedule around so I would not hit, crazy traffic. But one of the things I loved about when I did live in LA is I got to visit Disneyland. So that was
Yes, good old
uh,
Disneyland.
yes, I did. I did. I got to visit Disneyland, and as someone who grew up basically going to Disney World for years and years and years and years and years. Got to LA and said, "Huh, finally got to make it to Disneyland." So since you are out in LA, that
Right.
area. So first of all, I'll ask you the first question. What started you on your Disney journey? Like, what got you into Disney? Because you speak like Disney nerds like me and OG and and
Hmm.
Dre and Culture Casino, and theme park casual. So just tell us a bit about your Disney journey.
So when I was young, my parents always took me to the good old Disneyland. Then we took a bit of a break, and since I was like 8 or something. Then
Hmm.
2016, my friends and I went back, and I was like, "Wow, this is great! I love this place." And then I still didn't get a pass. We just kept buying day tickets. Then I went on the
Hmm.
Tower of Terror. And I'm like, "Ooh, now I need a said, this is my favorite ride here. Need a pass." And then that's when we got my little pass. And then unfortunately, over the last few years, all my Disney squad, as I call them, they uh
Mm-hmm.
they they stopped going either because it was too. I think because it got a little pricey for them. So I don't go
Mm-hmm.
quite as often now. In fact, I have to like pull teeth and nails for someone to come with me because it's too pricey for them. But I still have my little enchant key, and I go sometimes. And mostly Universal because my YouTube channel revolves mostly around that because the construction updates on there. And it's
Ooh.
obviously close to close to my work and close to my house, much closer than Disneyland is. So I
Mm-hmm.
definitely find myself at Universal a couple times a week. Disney, I try to get there once every couple of months. I'm supposed to be going December 26th. We'll see if it works out. But I
Oh.
love my little Disneyland, especially during the holidays. It's my favorite time of the year at all theme parks, but especially the Disney parks.
Yeah, that's what I kind of tried to I was telling some folks about, and I said, I'm saying this as a Disney World person. Disneyland at Christmas is like nowhere else. I
Mm-hmm.
can't even explain it. You'll get a little bit of it if you go to Hollywood Studios here, but after living like in LA and visiting Disneyland at Christmas, just how a small world looks with the
Oh
overlay
yeah.
and
Mm-mm.
how it is lit up for Christmas. It is just it's amazing.
Oh, absolutely amazing. In fact, it's the only time I ride the ride. Other than that, I don't like it. And Nightmare Before Christmas, I love Haunted Mansion Holiday much more than Haunted Mansion, and really is the only time I try to ride that Haunted Mansion
Mhm.
as well because whew, so good. Two best overlays. If they kept them permanent, I wouldn't be mad.
I agree with you. We do. So many of us, we understand the reason why, but those of us who are out here at Walt Disney World, we're like, how come we can't get the Haunted Mansion holiday? How come we can't get the overlay for It's a Small World? Well, that's because if both of those rides were shut down for overlays, people would riot, actually. They can't do it
Mhm.
here. But it's a shame because
And
both of
because
those overlays are amazing.
yeah, and you guys kind of a tourist spot, so I'm sure someone might go down there for the first time expecting the regular haunted mansion or the regular small world, and they're like, "What this crap?" And then go back to their state or country, and yeah, so that's what sucks about being at Disney World. Suckers.
Well, they weaseled their way in. They weaseled their way in to get Disney World because it's I tell people this story all the time. It's just like Walt couldn't do in Disneyland what he could do here. So the way that he wound up getting all of that land, my Florida relatives are basically just like they stole that land from Walt Disney World. I'm like, well, I wouldn't use the word steal. I would say very crafty how they did it.
Ah.
How they did it. And because of where it's located, it has to rely on outside tourists. That's like the
Mhm.
only way he could get it done. There was a biography actually that someone did of Walt Disney, and Walt said, "I got an idea for a theme park. It's going to be in Central Florida." And Roy is like, "That's swamp. How are you going to get people to visit?" "I don't know. We'll just get the people from the Northeast to come and visit." And that was the plan going, going up forward. And it's just a whole industry of for like kids like me every summer, get in the car, drive 15, 16, 17 hours to get to Disney World. But you have a theme park channel. So tell us a little bit about your YouTube channel. How did you get started with your channel? What made you decide to do a YouTube channel and make one geared to theme parks?
So, I love theme parks and I love construction. I majored in urban studies and planning in college. So I was like, man,
Mm.
and I watched all these other people, theme park obsession, Five Fires, Mondo. And these other people, go to the parks and film. And I was like, man, they must be doing something fancy. Then I saw they're filming on their phones, and I was like, I could do that. I have the latest iPhone. So then I popped on over. I'm like, what's the closest park? Six Flags and Universal. And I was like, all right, let's start filming this Jurassic World thing. I used to start with a lot of Disney videos, just doing it from home. But
Hmm.
wow, as soon as I got to the park and filmed actual construction and actual things, the views just shot up, and I got good at. Ooh, then I got good at it. Then it's like my trademark now. I mean, people like, oh, no, comment. People comment on any Disney video or any Six Flags video, like, when's the next Super Nintendo World update? I'm like, it's coming, don't worry. And that's like my trademark now. So, yeah, that's how I got to the channel. 3,000, 4 years later, 3,000 and going on up, moving up faster and faster every month, which is great.
You love to see it. Oh man, you'll be there. You'll be there in like no time. So that's
Oh,
really cool that you get to put something that you study
mhm.
with your YouTube channel. So since you mentioned Universal and open that gate, because here in Orlando they are building Epic Universe, and I
That's
keep driving
right.
around and looking at the construction. I'm just like, let's see where I'm gonna take videos. But you guys in Universal Studios Hollywood, which I've been to many times,
Mhm.
are getting Super Nintendo World first. So tell us about that, because you guys have what is eventually coming, exclusive of the Donkey Kong coaster, to Orlando. So tell us a bit about Super Nintendo World coming to Universal Studios Hollywood.
Of course, of course. Well, I know you said you drive around Epic and we're trying to get a shot. I know there's a couple spots now that the track is up from the Starfall Racers coaster, but just go and buy a reconstruct and do a nice little voiceover video. That's what I do in my Epic Universe episodes. They're very popular. Um, and he does. Shout out to Bio Reconstruct.
Oh
Fantastic.
yeah. I look at his stuff first, and then I know exactly where I'm gonna park at to to get live footage. But I look at his first. Awesome channel.
But yeah, so here we're getting Nintendo World rapidly soon, in just a couple of months. And it's we're getting the Mario Kart attraction. Our Yoshi is called Secret Life of Pets and is not part of Nintendo World. Another great ride though. Shout out to Secret Life of Pets. Better than Yoshi in my opinion. Um, and it's popping over in the lower lot right behind Jurassic World, next to Transformers and Revenge of the Mummy, right there, right behind the Panda Express that survived demolition. And right now, the warp pipe is everything's actually all done. The warp pipe has the colors moving on through it. Every time you go, every couple times I go, you can kind of see the figures moving, the coins spinning, and Yoshi walking around. Looks great in person. Like looks cool in the video, but looks great in person. And let me tell you something. Every single time I go, I hear people, "Oh my gosh, it's Mario World! Oh my gosh, it's Mario World! Whoa, whoa, whoa!" Last time I went, I was filming my clip and I had to stop filming because these two guys next to me, two adults, were just like jumping up and down. I was like, "Is it open yet? Is it open yet?" And they're jumping up and down. I was like, I like that energy. But yeah, we're popping over with the Super Nintendo Mario Kart. We'll have the mini games, an exclusive Yoshi mini game inside Mount Beanpole that Orlando won't have. And then we have the popcorn buckets that just went on sale that light up that little star guys with these sodas that just opened up in the snack shop right outside the land. It's the former character shop area right by that. There's one, two, one, two, three,
Mhm.
four, five. Thing. There's a city walk, lower lot, upper lot, upper lot. There's four Super Nintendo stores across the resort right now. Four of them. And people are buying the stuff up. You see a whole bunch of hats, Yoshi hats, Mario hats. There's like these little ears. And it's like mini ears, but like Yoshi ears instead. Great
Mhm.
idea. A lot of people are wearing those. And then these awesome shirts. And yeah, it's gonna be amazing in my friend's who have written the Mario Kart attraction about 16 to 20 times during team member previews a few like months ago when it was because it's
Mm-hmm.
been done for like months. They've wrote it like 20 times during like a team member day. They loved it. They loved it. So I'm very excited for its soft opening in January and its
Mm-hmm.
grand opening in March. And it's great.
Wow. I'm just so excited that we're actually getting it here, but I'm even more excited that it's coming to Hollywood and you guys get to see it first. Because I know I saw some of the video out of Universal Studios Japan when
Mhm.
they first opened the Mario Kart ride over there. And I kind of heard some folks kind of saying that they kind of wish the VR was a little better. So I'm
Mhm.
wondering if that's something that's going to be fine-tuned for Hollywood.
I hope so, because that shouldn't be that difficult. Especially they had a couple years to work on it.
Mhm.
I hope it does get better. And I didn't hear any AR complaints from the people that wrote it, so I think it may have gotten better,
Okay.
which is good stuff. And then, of course, January 8th, we have the special effects and animal actors shutting down and production central for its demolishing for the Fast and Furious coaster. Um, and that will be in active construction by the time Mario opens. And then
Mhm.
that's our next big thing, our next huge thing, exclusive to Hollywood, a Velocicoaster type Fast and Furious coaster with spinning,
Mhm.
drifting cars. It'll be drifting along the mountain, diving down the escalator, going under the escalator, popping back up. It'll be quite a ride.
Oh, wow. That sounds a lot better than the Fast and well, I don't even like even mentioning it. The Fast and Furious screen attraction at Universal. The one in Orlando is just like, why is this here? It's
Yeah, it seems like it's. I mean, at least ours is on the tram, so you're only in for about 2 minutes.
mhm.
But then there it's like its own attraction. Whew, I mean, there's to wait in line just for that. Whew, at least here you get 45 minutes of other stuff to go through. You
Mhm.
have to do that for 3 minutes, which is not bad. Not bad.
Wow. So Super Mario World opens, you said March 23rd?
March 10th is the
March
goal there,
10th.
with the
Okay.
soft openings in late January.
Okay. Okay. Because I was telling people with the Super Mario movie coming out, pretty darn
Mm-hmm.
sure Super Nintendo World was going to be open in Hollywood before that movie came
Oh,
out. So,
yeah, definitely it is just about done. If anyone wants a constant update, subscribe to my channel because I give one every
yes.
single week.
Yes. Definitely. Definitely.
Reservations will be required except if you have a platinum pass. So purchase a platinum pass because you can skip the line and pop right in after 3 p.m., which will be fantastic.
So I have to ask you. So are you a Nintendo fan?
Am I into? Kind of. I used to have a Nintendo DS and play Mario Brothers when I was younger, sitting in traffic for
Mhm.
an hour and a half after school, going back to my mom's house. Then I used to play at my mom's house, and that's really the
Mhm.
only Nintendo I got. But the movie looked so much like the game I used to play. I was like blown away. I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm back in childhood playing that same game. So and then my cousins forced me to play Super Smash Bros. Brawl for like I got used to those characters. So yeah, I'm gonna say I'm a decent I'm a proficient Mario fan. I still don't know a lot of the new characters' names, but I know the main
Mhm.
characters' names. Like even if you watch the videos, there's this Spiky. I think this guy's name is Spike or Soki. And I was like, oh guys, look, the Spike thing is moving. And then I got all the comments. No, that's not his name. His name was this. I'm like, oh my bad, sorry.
Like, "Thank you for telling me. I appreciate I appreciate that." It's like my niece when she's like, "No, auntie, that's so and so. No, auntie, that's so and so." I'm like,
Yeah,
"Look." I'm just used to playing Super Mario. I know Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach, Princess Daisy, Bowser, the Toad. That's the ones I know. Okay, I don't know about all
Mhm.
these extra ones, but I think one of the things that's so exciting about Nintendo, and I think a lot of people are not aware of, just when you talk about worldwide, how much more popular
Mhm.
Nintendo is than Disney.
Mhm. Yeah, Nintendo's huge with a whole bunch of different countries, a whole bunch of people, age groups. Like Nintendo's a big deal, especially those power bands. Those power bands you get. You can play mini games with those power bands, and the coins you get go straight to your Nintendo DS account. Pretty awesome. Um, it's gonna blow people's minds, blow their minds.
Oh yeah, especially since over in Epcot in the Japan Pavilion, there's a department store called Mitsukoshi. Always grabs all my money for two reasons. One, there's so much manga and anime related swag that's there, but there's this big, huge thing in the middle that has nothing but Nintendo plushes and gear,
Ooh,
and it is constantly being picked over
I
to go
bet.
there. I mean, people just cannot get enough of it. So
Like, it's gonna be massive. I wonder if Nintendo will be. I mean, Epcot will still be selling that in 2025.
uh that is a good question. I wondered about that. It's kind of like the deal. It's kind of like the deal with Marvel. Like Universal has the Silver Age Marvel stuff,
Yeah,
but but Disney doesn't. At least east of the Mississippi, they can't, which is why they have Avengers Campus
have you
out in
been to Avengers Campus?
I have not. I have not been to LA in quite some time.
Oh, when they coming to
Um,
visit,
I'm actually working on that. I'm
you better
actually
come
working
out.
on that.
Yeah, come out in March for Nintendo.
I know we'll have to see. Unfortunately, well, I won't say unfortunately. It's like there was a time when I had more time to travel. And now it's just like I don't really have as much time. But yes, but that is actually on my list because I do need to come out there and see Disneyland because I haven't for the longest time. I haven't been to Universal Studios Hollywood in a very long time, and I definitely want to see Nintendo World because I want to see what's eventually coming. I mean, I'm seeing it being built and everything. I pass it all the time, the backside of Epic Universe, every time I drive from Universal Orlando. So you kind of drive in the back. And now that there's more buildings that are going vertical, you can see like the Nintendo coaster, parts of How to Train Your Dragon, parts of the Ministry of Magic, the Universal Monsters mansion. You're starting to see some of that go vertical as well. So just really, it cannot get here fast enough as far as far
Mhm.
I'm concerned. What part of Super Nintendo World are you most excited about seeing?
The part I'm most excited about seeing would be in the Donkey Kong coaster, but for here in our uh, neighborhood, I guess the part would be, I guess, Mario Kart, and it's cute because it looks fantastic in Japan. The Bowser statue and
Hmm.
the room, like wow, it looks like it's on like a walkthrough attraction in of itself. It's incredible, man. But Donkey Kong looks fantastic too, and I can't wait to
Hmm.
see what that looks like at Epic Universe in 2025 and Japan 2024 because woo wee, I want to see it. I'm thinking how good they pull up the jumping the track situation. So
Hmm.
curious to get that how effectively they pull that off.
Yeah, I've seen this. I've seen kind of like the drawing and the patent and the schematics that it has.
Mhm.
So it makes you look like you're jumping a track. supposedly they're going to use the same system that Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey kind of uses, with the way that's like kind of propped up and it kind of goes this way and it faces the action. So supposedly there's like a false track. So it looks like you're jumping, but you're really not, from what I understand. So yeah, I can't wait to see how they do that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and then again, wow, we can show photos there. You can see that false track installed. So I'm just curious to see it. I can't wait till the spikes are installed in between that. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and then the waterfall that you go under. Very interesting to see it tested. See how if the cart will be touching the false track or just hovering over
Mm-hmm.
to make it look like you're going. I'm very curious to see how they pull that off because that is game changing. I tell you.
Mm-hmm. I know. I cannot. Cannot wait. So Universal. I asked you about Universal Hollywood. I just remember it being much more compact
Hmm.
than here at the studios and the Islands of Adventure. There's just so much there crammed crammed in there. So when you do so I'm sorry, I forgot. Do you do streams or videos from the park? Or do you
I
mix them both
I do a couple live streams very rarely. I mostly just do construction updates
in?
from the
Mm-hmm.
park. So I just pop over, start off in City Walk, usually film. No, I start off at the upper lot, overlooked by Super Silly Funland, and
Mm-hmm.
look at Nintendo from there. Pop over to special effects. See if any more flags been installed for the site per Fast and Furious. Pop over to the just the first escalator of the Starway. Look at Super Nintendo World from there. Then look at the Fast Furious side prep on the other side. Then I pop back up, go out to City Walk, and check up on Toothsums. But Toothsums is just about done, so I won't be checking up on that anymore. I'll just be waiting to eat there because it is looking beautiful and calling my name because I love chocolate.
Oh, you are going to love Toothsome Emporium. I've been to the one at Universal here,
Hmm.
and oh, it's full of just the most disrespectful desserts and milkshakes and just it should be illegal to have that much sugar and chocolate in one place. I mean, the facade is gorgeous. It's steampunk
Hmm.
and looks so cool. It looks like something out of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
It does. That's what it reminds me of. And I like how they have the gear spinning. I was like, oh my goodness. It's very kinetic energy.
Mhm.
I cannot wait. Cannot wait for it.
Yeah. It's gonna be great. Yeah, okay, and very much looking forward to finding out what you think once the Toothsome opens, where you are in Universal.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard only great things. I mean, it already looks great. But chocolate
Mhm.
fountain, they call my name. I might have to stick my head in there and just be like, sorry guys, they'll have to kick me out because I'll be unsanitary and just licking up the chocolate.
Oh, so when you're so I guess when you go to the parks and you're doing construction updates, what are some of the things that pique your interest first? Is it just hearing about something that's going to be being worked on? Um, or is it just you just like to go and just see what's being worked on right there? Just kind of curious because I've never done construction updates. You're the first uh, YouTuber that I've talked to that focuses more on the construction aspect.
Yeah, I love seeing how things change week by week and how new things are getting started, right? Because, it's a couple years ago, what now is Mount Beanpole and Mario Kart, just dirt lot, which is crazy. It's crazy to me, like a dirt lot, and now look what's there. And they're like, man, that space is so small. How are they gonna do it? And they do it. Like my uncle and I used to a few years ago when and here over here in downtown LA are having just lots of new apartment buildings being built. So we'd go, we'd park, we'd have lunch, we'd walk around all the construction sites every couple of weeks and see the progress of all the new buildings, including the new Wilshire Grand, the tallest building in the state. And we were like, wow, well, it was once a parking lot, now this massive 60-story building. I just love it. And same thing with theme park lands. And like all these, like they created these works of art just from pieces of land that look so small that you're like, you sure it's gonna fit there? And you're like, oh, it's fitting there. And like, wow, this is here, and before it was nothing. Just absolutely
Hmm.
love it.
Oh, so what would you say? So is there construction that you've covered where you've seen it from like it was dirt or they raised something over to the finished product? Which one
Yeah,
of those have you covered? That's your
I
favorite, I would say.
babe. Let's see. Since I hmm, from the ones I've covered so far, only Nintendo. But see, I've covered Mickey and Minnie's, but only through aerial photos because you can't see them. The
Mhm.
ones in my entire life, Star Wars Land's pretty cool because wow, they just leveled that whole spot and put up galaxies
Mhm.
there. So cool. Uh, and it looks so nice and detailed. I don't know which one my favorite is though. Maybe because it's so big, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge.
Mhm.
Like, because it looks so beautiful. Like, it's gorgeous, especially at nighttime. You're like, wow, look what they did here. Incredible. Incredible.
Cool. It's amazing how that stuff it comes from I want to say comes from nothing and then they're working on it and boom, it like just like appears. It's kind of like here in Orlando at the studios part for Universal where they basically are gutting Shrek 4D and they're
Mm-hmm.
putting Minions attraction in there. So this is like the first time where I've lived here and I've seen something being reconstructed like that. The first thing that I saw kind of being constructed, but I was there one year and then I didn't come back for another year was the Velocicoaster. So I was living through other people's pictures, bio reconstructs, post
Mm-hmm.
on like Twitter. And the next year I got there and it was like, boom, the Velocicoaster is actually there. But this time I'm actually seeing all the construction going on for the Minions attraction, VillainCon, and eventually the Minions Cafe that they're going to
And
put
of
there.
course, Epic Universe, I think is one of all.
Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is I cannot get over in a way how big that property is. And they had so much work that they were doing before the buildings went vertical. I didn't realize I'd been driving by that place every single time I left Universal Studios Florida. I had
Yeah,
no clue.
and it's just huge. I mean, you got 1,000 acres acquired, a few hundred of them for the park. It's incredible. Tron, though, is very much smaller, and that's apparently quite a monumental feat to build that one for some reason. Uh, I wonder if it's
Yeah,
going to
no.
open in 2030 or 2035. What do you think? Maybe 2070?
Oh, you know what? I there is no reason, no logical reason that Tron is not up and running, considering the Velocicoaster was literally the worst kept secret at Universal Orlando because they kept building on it. And I swear they got it done within inside of like a year, and boom, it's there and
Mhm.
running. Tron, it's been up so long that now there's damage to, like, the canopy because it's been sitting there for so
Mhm.
long and makes no sense, and there's people who were actually planning on coming for the 50th if Tron was open, and now it's they're saying supposedly, let's see, what is it that Chapek said? He said spring 2023. I said, "Is
Yeah.
that is that the end of March or is that the beginning of June?"
Well, spring 2023 is really actually spring 2033. He just misspoke. So you got plenty of time.
Yeah, plenty of time, right? Folks will wait for it, right? And they what did they do? They basically took offline one of the most entertaining and relaxing rides in Walt Disney World, and that would be the Walt Disney World Railroad.
Yeah, see, that's on OG. You can't do that. If our railroad was gone for 4 years, people would burn the place down. Our railroad was gone for 1 year, and when it came back for the whole week, an hour line, they had to make it like an actual ride where you just board at one station and exit one station because there's
Hmm.
too many long lines at the other stations. So yeah, you couldn't keep a railroad down here for 4 years. It's impossible. Disney World, they may not care because they're all at town vacationers, but
Yeah,
you
they
know.
just yeah, they don't because it's like for me, I would say for me and for kind of people like me who grew up going to Disney and riding the railroad, like that was one of the things to do. But for folks who they're like, this is our one trip or one shot, we're not wasting it on the darn railroad at all. We're going to Space Mountain, Big Thunder Mountain, Splash Mountain, we're doing all that, all of that stuff. But it's there's something missing because
Yeah,
the
I mean,
railroad isn't there.
and even when Disneyland was down for that year, I mean, you can definitely tell. It's like when you don't have a parade going on, something you guys also don't have at night. Um, you
Yeah, I
can
know. I'm still
tell.
PO'd about that. I
And we have two. Wow, eventually two. But yeah, I don't know where you guys. People always say Disney World's better, but I'm like, not so sure. We have more rides than all of you combined, and we have more entertainment than you. So I think we're kind of winning.
it's different. It's like I told Culture Casino one time. He was just like, yeah, Disneyland has more rides. And he kind of went down the list. And someone on the panel was like, no, that's not correct. I'm like, as someone who's been to both, yeah, he's correct. If I hadn't been to Disneyland, those would be fighting words. But I'm like, I've been to Disneyland and
I mean,
trust
look,
me.
we stack our rides on top of each other. Yet you have to get your own great movie ride to create Mickey and Minnie's, and we just demolished an entertainment building and created Mickey and Minnie's, which is hilarious because Hollywood Studios has the fewest amount of rides and a whole bunch of parking lot space to expand, and they didn't do it, which is hilarious to me. I'll never forget that. I thought
Tell
that was the most
me
funniest thing.
about it. It's one of the most frustrating things in the world. It's just like you have all of this property, you have all of this
Not
potential,
now.
but yet you don't exploit it. It's like you don't with respect to like the nighttime parades. Because as a kid, I
Mhm.
loved watching the Main Street Electrical Parade. That was the
Ew.
highlight of the darn night outside of the fireworks. And they let it go,
Yeah, you
which
can
I
take them back.
don't understand.
Yeah, you can take that one back. We don't need it.
You don't need it. Okay, good, because I would love to appropriate that because
Yeah.
I missed
It
that one. Although
better not come back for another limited time engagement. I'm sick of that thing.
there were so many angry people, so many angry theme park nerds like myself were like, what do you mean limited? What are you talking about?
Yeah, see, you guys, man, this is how greedy we are here, man. Most of us don't want the main sexual parade because it keeps coming back in time engagements over every 6 months. You guys would be killed to have that one because you guys have like nothing. Crazy. It's
Nope. No,
insane.
no nighttime parade, and for the
In fact,
longest
we have
time, they've had them.
we have Paint the Night just sitting there in the back. Gosh, I miss that thing.
Now,
But
is
yeah,
that
speaking of parades,
coming? Is that
Is
coming
it?
back for you guys? Paint the Night? I'm
Yeah, I hope
hearing
so.
rumors.
I sure hope so. I also believe it when I see Tinkerbell flying down the uh, the passageway. It can come back to Disneyland, DC. I don't care. Somewhere
Hmm.
it has got. This is my favorite parade ever. So good, and just sitting there, you can sitting
Hmm.
there right behind California Adventure. So that means we have
Hmm.
three parades on property. Wow, yeah, three parades on property. You guys have. I'm gonna keep making that joke the rest of the the rest of the show because I think it's hilarious.
Oh, and I
you
would
had a whole
totally agree with you. Yeah.
you have the whole 50th anniversary and you had no parade. And you did
None.
two failed shows. It looked like so.
Oh
Congrats
yeah,
on
let's see.
that.
There was Kite Tails. Everyone
I'm
cheers
sorry,
when the
three
kite
failed
flies.
shows.
So that's one. Let's see. What was the other one? Harmonious.
Harmony, yeah.
That
The big tacos in the middle of the lake.
that was the four death tacos and the Stargate in the middle of of the lagoon, World Showcase Lagoon, screwing up all the sight lines because it was perfect without that, because from Japan, you could see all the way over to the big golf ball geosphere. You could see it. It was perfect. Everything was perfectly aligned. So you had Harmonious and that god awful fireworks show at the Magic Kingdom that I refused to see.
The good old enchantment. Yeah, you guys got kind of screwed on
Enchantment.
you.
I'm just like, who
You guys
you,
got
you
kind of screwed on their
it's like you
shows there.
can tell who all the theme park nerds are and the people who are just like, what is this? I have no idea what the heck this is. That they're,
So as
that
someone
they're
who went through, I went through Disneyland's 50th and 60th anniversary. 60th anniversary was it was truly a diamond celebration. That was great. What? How would you rate your 50th anniversary at Disney World?
it is garbage.
Did,
It,
did
it
you have the pleasure of coming to Disneyland's 60th anniversary?
I don't think I did. I don't think I did. I think I was gone when that
Do
happened.
you,
I think I had
do you
moved
know what
by
went on during the 60th anniversary?
I'm sorry, did I?
Do you know what went on during that anniversary?
I do not. I
I'll
do
tell
not. I
you.
think I was back on
Get
the
ready.
East.
Get ready. Get ready to be
Okay.
jealous. Okay.
Okay. I'm ready. I'm
Yeah,
ready.
sensational twice a day, 3:30 and 6 p.m. Paint the night at 8:45 and 10:45. Phantasmic like in the middle, like 9 or 8:30, and the Disneyland River fireworks show, plus World of Color at California Adventure. All of that every single day. It was incredible. You can walk past the thing with main parade happening. It was
Uh-huh.
incredible. I was like, wow. It was quite electric. It was the best time Disneyland has ever been, in my opinion. It was insane. Like I cannot believe it. It was
Oh
great.
my God. I know I will tell you I have seen, you know what? I take that back. Yes, I was there.
Oh,
I
you
took
were good.
I did, because that was the year that I went to visit friends and I came back to LA. I didn't want to, but I did. Came back to LA because it was something that I had to see for myself. Two things. One, Halloween time. So I
Love
stayed at the
Halloween.
Grand Californian and I went to
Woo.
Halloween time. I think that was right around when the Tron movie, the Tron 2, that one
Mhm.
came out, and they did a recreation of Flynn's Arcade, and they just had this big, huge deal going on with that, and that was the World of Color, because I was
Yeah.
standing next to 2 Imagineers. I was just like, "This is the first time I've seen World of Color." I'm from, out of
Mhm.
town, been away for a while. And they're just like, "Yeah, hang around for the end of the show." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I see World of Color, which is flipping amazing. It's great.
Hmm.
I remember seeing that. It was awesome. And then at the end of the show, they did this whole special one just for Tron
Yeah,
Legacy.
the
Which
Tron segment, I can still find it on YouTube. Incredible. So cool how they incorporate the roller coaster. Oh, it's great.
yeah, I was just like, you guys are not going to believe what I just saw. When I came back to the East Coast and I was telling people what I saw, I'd seen the fireworks, exactly what you were talking about, the fireworks that were there. It was absolutely amazing. So I left. I'm just like, when is Disney World going to do this? Just curious. Just curious. How come you're not? I kind of feel like basically, um, I'm not saying do this. I'm just saying figuratively kidnap Iger, force him to stay at Walt Disney World for a couple of weeks, and then say, okay, you see what you need to have redesigned here, right? You need to bring some of that
Yeah.
here.
And again, even for Disney 100 next month, we get its two new shows again with the Wondrous Journeys and World of Color 1. Now, that's a good thing about having a whole bunch of locals come to your park. You always get new things to freshen up the experience, which is great for all of us. And again, one of the cons of being a vacation nation like Disney World over there.
Mhm. It is. It is. But at the same time, it's like that's the business model that Walt had to
Yeah.
go with if he wanted to, and
Mhm.
he wanted to build that park in Central Florida because he didn't want to deal with the city of Anaheim.
And because, if you're going to build somewhere else in the country, Florida has some nice weather, unlike most other places. So that's like a perfect secondary location.
Mhm. Yeah,
Like,
but when it comes to like local travels,
yeah.
it's not enough
Eh,
people in that
Yeah.
local area. It would
Mhm.
have to build it someplace like Miami, and he was not building it in Miami.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you'd be able to get away with that in Miami unless it was like maybe like an hour,
No.
maybe an hour like in the way in Miami, like maybe a little bit north of Hollywood, Florida.
Mhm.
I feel like there's a lot of open space over there. Am I right? Or am I wrong? I've been to Florida 3 times.
Hollywood, it the further you get away, the more dispersed the population is. Because like where it is and like say LA, that's like a densely populated area. So it's
Mhm.
perfect for people to make that short trip down 5 to
Mhm.
get to Disneyland. It's a day trip for most people in that area. But for like Disney World, it's not a day trip for a lot of people. It's like more of
Yeah,
like a
no, that's a
couple of days. But at the same time, it's just like you have this sprawling park and there's so many great ideas that are coming out of Disneyland that they're putting there. It's just like, how come you can't incorporate that here at Disney World? Like, for example, the Enchanted Tiki Room.
Mhm.
I saw that at Disneyland. That blew my mind. I said, how come we can't have that here? That'd be so cool if we could have it here. Although the one park that I will say I had issues with, and I lived in LA when they opened it, and that would be California Adventure.
See, that's one of my favorites.
Really, I know it has changed since I left, but I remember when it first opened, you couldn't
Yeah,
pay
when it
people to
first
go over
opened.
there. And I
Yeah.
went to visit, and I'm just like, I'm gonna go back into Disneyland now. I'm just like, there's nothing here that makes me want to stay. I'm going back to our Disneyland. But with Cars Land, which I missed because they were building it the last time I visited,
Oh, no.
what did you like about California Adventure?
Still to this day, it has my favorite ride now, Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. Again, it's a ride in the park.
Mm,
The Tower of Terror was a ride in the park that made me get a pass in the first place. It's like, wow. This but now, Guardians of the Galaxy, and I love Cars Land, and I like the Incredicoaster, California Screaming, that coaster, and I like Grizzly River Run, and
mhm.
I'm again, since I'm that urban studies and planning major, I'm an LA guy. I love the reason why I got into urban studies and planning is I was like, man, I love this city so much. So I'll be able to walk to the theme park, theme to my own state. I was like, I love this. This is street. Like, oh, this is LA. This is great Hollywood land. Oh, it's LA, and then Northern California. I love walking through my state, and I think that's particularly like because I'm like, oh, I'm in California Adventure. I like it. I like it. I like it. The Disneylands. I think fantastic, and definitely getting better each day, each year. Then I saw
Mhm.
World of Color, fantastic. Then we
Mhm.
got um. I'm a big Marvel guy, so I like Avengers. I like all the characters in the Avengers campus area. Super cool, and the music. Um, yeah, I really like it. And then especially when Panther Night popped in over there, solid park for sure.
I'm
We
glad
gotta
it's
go
gotten
back.
better. I'm glad it's gotten better because for a while there, I was just like, why is this park here? And why is it, what reason for it is for it to exist? I think that was before, they had Tower Terror. So before they had that, before they had cars, and then when I went back to go to Halloween time, that's when they were building up California Adventure because I stayed at the Grand Californian. Love that hotel. Love that hotel. Disneyland Hotel is beautiful and it's vintage, but I love the Grand Californian. Something about being able to walk out of the Grand Californian right into California Adventure is actually really, really, really
Yeah,
cool. So,
and you can use that entrance if you have a an annual pass as well, or a Magic Cube, which is cool.
oh,
But
nice.
yeah, you can just pop in there, just pop into Grizzly Peak. Um, but what should we call it? I like Yarn California because it's the newest one. You know, I like new things. And of course, most expensive one, but it's the most themed one. It's the newest one, the
Hmm.
closest one. Definitely worth the money. Definitely worth the money. Especially they have the decorated for the holidays. They put the massive gingerbread house in there. Looks great.
Wow. So I've seen pictures and video of Cars Land at Christmas, which looks really cool.
Cars Land and Christmas is great, but Cars Land and California Adventure as a whole really shine during Halloween. Wow, that is California's time to shine. I've never seen the park
Wow.
have such a cohesive lighting package. Have
Hmm.
any theme park, Universal, Knott's, anything. California Adventure has such a cohesive lighting package. It's all purple, red, and green, the whole park, and it's definitely not on purpose. Like it's incredible
Hmm.
at night. That's why Oogie Boogie Bash I never been, but it's so good just for that alone. And then the Monsters After Dark. Not Monsters After Dark is the best version of that ride ever. Like better than Mission Break, better than Tower of Terror. So good. And again, the exteriors and these purples and reds, and there's the lightning strike. Oh, it's good stuff. So cool. California. That is the time the California Adventure shines. While Christmas, Disneyland
Hmm.
shines. It's like they make each park has its own holiday, and
Hmm.
California Adventure with the festivals has Halloween is its holiday for sure. You gotta come back and try it out one more time. Give it a
I
second.
I know. I know that time. It's like that time I came back for Halloween time and I hadn't been to California Adventure in like about 5 years. I'm like, oh, looks like they're kind of changing some stuff. But yes, I am way overdue to uh to come back and visit and see exactly what new and what's on and what's popping. It's been a while, um but if I had to choose between two parks, and this is just me, I'm gonna wind up going to Disneyland.
You know, it's okay because 80% of the people would definitely agree with you. It's funny. A lot of my friends, though, because they're all in the 20s demographic, a lot of them prefer California Adventure. I think simply because of the more rides. But but yeah, definitely a lot of people would definitely agree with 80% Disneyland. Totally agree. That's why you gotta get a park hopper. Oh my goodness! I always tell people get a park hopper. Don't even in Disney World you can just do the 1 day of park thing because it takes an hour to get between each place. But here,
Yeah, pretty much.
just, here you're just footsteps away, just 5 minutes, 2 minutes, crisscross.
Mhm.
I mean, There's multiple times where we stayed at 8 a.m. to midnight, crisscross between Disney and California Adventure like 10 times. Boom, 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 boom. It's great stuff, and it really makes the what make Max Pass so great and Lightning Lane, but Max Pass started. Whereas you can be in the line for Splash Mountain and then get your Fast Pass for Tower of Terror right in
Mm-hmm.
the line. So great. Loved it. Absolutely. And you can actually make it in time. You don't have to take a monorail to get there. So it made it doing that worth it. Um, which is great. So cool. Can you do
Yeah.
that at Disney World? Can you do park to park? Like, can you be in the Magic Kingdom and get a Lightning Lane, Animal Kingdom, uh, or do you have to just stay in the park?
I have not tried the lightning lane at all. So I
Hmm.
can't tell you exactly how it works because I'm kind of in a way protesting because I don't feel like I should have to get a lightning lane place pass to ride the darn ride. So I have not tried that. I may try that experiment a little later on next year, but in the meantime, I'm just like, no, it's just nah. I'm not doing that. I'm not even trying to do that. But you are right about with Disneyland. One of the things that impressed me the most, I'm just like, the other park is right there. Like all I have to do is walk past Sephora and the other park is right there. I'm like, this is great. This is freaking great. Great.
It's incredible. It makes your day a lot more flexible. You're not rushing to catch a bus or any type of. You're not like, oh my gosh, I have to do this because otherwise, no, I know your Disney World parks otherwise kind of close early. Sometimes it seems like the California Adventure is consistently open till 9 or 10 each day. Disneyland's midnight. And that's a considerable amount of time. 10 p.m. I think I don't think the other. I don't even think the other secondary parks open till 10 at Disney World. So
I think
yeah.
it changes with the holidays. I know they just started expanding it a bit more. I want to say, actually, I'm not gonna say for sure right now. I'm actually gonna pull the schedule up because do believe Christmas week. Last year, Christmas week, the park was closing at like 8 o'clock.
Too early.
I'm like, why? Why? It's like it's closing at 8 o'clock. I'm like, come on now. Are you kidding me? But yeah, during Christmas week. Oh wow. Well, like, yeah, they finally open until oh what? No, 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 no. They're open till 11 p.m. Magic Kingdom is. They finally pushed it back to now open until 11 p.m. And let's see. On the 30th, open till 1.
Wow.
31st open till 1. So now they're back to the hours that I'm used to because I'm used to before
But
the
how about
whole
the
pandemic.
secondary parks?
Secondary park, Animal Kingdom is always going to close early. So the latest
That's
that the Animal Kingdom has ever been open has been, I believe, like 8 o'clock. That's usually the latest because of the animals and all that. So that closes like at 8 o'clock. Hollywood Studios and Epcot, they're usually always about, did not used to be this way. They're usually about an hour behind the other parks. It used to be, I remember the Magic Kingdom would be open until 1 a.m.
hmm
Epcot wouldn't close until 11 p.m.
hmm
So
That's
they've
nice.
changed the hours around. Yeah, it's I miss those days where you could walk out of a park at 2 a.m.
Yeah,
But
nice.
I don't know when that's coming back.
Hey, man, like, ooh, yeah, our what you call it, New Year's Eve, our park is open until 2. Both of them are open until 2 a.m. I believe, which is quite because they both have their own little fire. There's a Worlds of Color New Year's show, and then there, of course, the
Mhm.
fireworks show at Disneyland.
Oh, wow.
Pretty nice, pretty nice. And of course, Universal is open until 2 a.m. as well.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say that's kinda like ours. It's open, like, crazy, crazy late. Like, City Walk is open until, like, 2, 3 a.m.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, that's yeah, yeah. It's a one-time Universal here. pops on open till the wee hours of the night.
Mm-hmm.
Quite nice. The Eve event is super popular. I understand why, but yeah, it'll be very good.
Mm-hmm. Well, what I'm going to ask you before we close out, and I am really y'all are gonna have to literally excuse me because literally I was at Animal Kingdom tonight and literally came from Kingdom here so I could do this show with you. So folks, if you have not, and I will have all of the details in the description box of this video, you need to go over and subscribe to Theme Park Wizards. Matter of fact, boom, there you go. Go ahead and
Boom!
go
Thank
ahead and
you.
subscribe right now. So please do check him out. He just hit 3K,
Boom,
4K.
boom.
It's
As you
not
see the
behind.
Tatsu's in the background over there at Six Flags Magic Mountain for all you coaster people.
Six Flags Magic Mountain. I'm going to talk about that for a minute, actually. And here's the reason. Here's the reason why. Growing up in Philly, we would go to Six Flags Great Adventure over in Hamilton, New Jersey,
Hmm.
which had crazy coasters. However, you could not consider yourself a theme park enthusiast until you had been to Six Flags Magic Mountain.
Oh yeah, good old Magic Mountain. Oh, such a
Oh, that place was uh it was everything I thought it would be and more.
yeah. If you like coasters, there are 20 of them for you to enjoy. That's just quite a large count.
Absolutely. And I flipping loved it. Loved it. Look at all these awesome videos. Super Nintendo World moving rapidly. Epic Universe. I love that. Lots of progress.
Oh,
Villain Con. I have no shame. I'll admit I'm so looking forward to that. I am
I love
absolutely
me some minions, so
I
me too.
love Minions. My nieces and nephews grew up watching the Minions movie. They're telling me, you're taking us, right? I guess I am. I guess I am taking them. So yeah, folks, you have got to check out Theme Park Wizards.
Especially that tips and tricks video. If you've never been to Universal Studios Hollywood, it's very popular. It has some good tips and tricks there. One of the
Oh,
most popular videos right
that's
there.
bringing back memories. I'm looking at that scenic view.
So, oh yeah, so definitely check that one out if you ever want to go to Hollywood for the first time.
Hmm. Definitely, especially for you folks who you've never been to the West Coast.
Hmm.
That video is going to come in serious, serious handy. Serious handy. I look at that and it's telling me that when I come back to visit LA, I'm trying to fly into Burbank. I'm not trying to fly into
Oh
LA.
yeah, definitely for much easier.
Burbank, I love Burbank. Oh, wait, no, that's Bob Hope Airport now instead of Burbank Airport. But either way, that's
Well,
my
actually,
favorite
not they
airport.
changed it again to the Hollywood Burbank Airport.
Dang
Cool.
it. I kind of like to be a Bob Hope Airport. Oh, well, theme park wizard, do you want to tell the people what you have coming up for your channel? Anything we should be
You
on the
know
lookout
what?
for?
We have one. I have some merchandise. Oh, I'm not wearing it, but I have some merchandise. If you
Merch?
click on themeparkwizard.shop, everything is 20% off through January 8th. And then for the channel itself, we got lots of. Oh, see, that's actually the wrong one. So don't. Or you can
Oh,
buy that one for phone case and stuff. But if you're on the
oh, okay.
themeparkwizard.shop, then there's the holiday
Okay.
merch.
Okay.
But for the channel, we got I'll be at Disneyland for the holidays soon. We got Nintendo updates for the next couple of weeks. And January 8th, after January, we'll be following the demolition of the animal actors and special stage. I'll be at Toontown or Mickey and Minnie's for January 27th grand opening, as well as the two new shows at Disneyland, and of course the opening of soft openings of Nintendo next month or in February. So stay tuned for that and more.
Yes, yes, you want to get on the ground floor right now. Definitely subscribe to Theme Park Wizard. I will have links to his social media down there. Subscribe to him on YouTube. And of course, you can also follow him on Twitter. So thank you all so much for watching. Thank you so much, Theme Park Wizard, for appearing on my
Thanks for
channel.
inviting me.
Such such a pleasure having you here. And we will see you all next time. Bye.
Peace out.